call to order the Lewisville Town Council meeting for November of 2015. As is our custom, we call the roll by introducing each of our council members and our staff to the audience. I'm Dan Pugh. I'm the mayor of Lewisville. To my immediate right is Sandra Mock, who is our mayor pro tem, followed by Mr. Ed Smith, Mr. Jeff Singer. To my left is Councilman Robert Green and Councilman Mike Horn. And Dr. Ken Sadler is not with us tonight. He's out of town. So members of our staff is our town manager, Hank Perkins, our town attorney, Bo Half, our town clerk, Miss Joyce Walker, and our finance director and assistant town manager, Kathy Bruce. Also, we have Miss Lynn Hall with us tonight. That's in our public information officer and events supervisor. And just entering is Mr. Marty Myers, who is our town planner. So I might mention too that tonight's meeting is being recorded for playback on cable channel 6. So we welcome all who may be viewing by that method. See, we don't have anyone here from representing the press tonight. They may be coming in a few minutes later. Now before us our agenda for tonight's session. I would let the public know too that there are forms, agendas, extra copies on the table at the rear of the chamber if you'd like to follow along as we conduct tonight's business. I think there were a couple of changes, Ms. Walker, or a couple of additions, not changes, I guess.
When I sent out the agenda this morning, the stormwater repairs from last week that were approved had not been added because they were added toward the end of last week. And so I added them to this list. And also item number 7, which is the last item that was added about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So as you move down the agenda, those 2 items were added from what you received this morning.
Okay, thank you. That is the agenda for tonight. I entertain a motion for adopting the agenda.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the like sign. Okay, the agenda is adopted. That will follow. And we'll ask our manager to lead us through the consent agenda.
Tonight's consent agenda consists of 4 items. The first is Resolution 2015064, the acceptance and approval of monthly financials for September 2015. Next is the approval of council briefing and action minutes from October 1st, 2015, followed by the approval of council meeting minutes from October 8th, 2015, and lastly, the approval of council special meeting minutes from October 21st, 2015.
Okay. Council, are there any questions of the manager on any of the items that are on the consent agenda? Entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the like sign. Okay, consent agenda passes. Leads us to item number 3.
Item number 3 is introductions, presentations, and/or proclamations. We do have one presentation this evening. We have the presentation of our audit report, and this is by Harold Gibson and Company. And I know Pam, but I don't know her last name. Orell. Pam Orell is here.
Good evening. Excuse me. My name is Pam Orell, and I'm a manager with Gibson and Company. I would like to thank you for once again allowing us to serve as your auditors. We have completed our audit of the financial statements of the town of Lewisville for the year ended June 30th, 2015. The audit report has been submitted to the LGC, and they have approved it, and Kathy will include that in her CAFR later on. In the meantime, tonight I'm going to share with you briefly some of the highlights of the audit. In summary, our audit opinion reads as follows. We have audited the financial statements of the town of Lewisville as of June 30th, 2015, and for the year then ended in accordance with auditing standards generally accepted in the United States and also according to government auditing standards. In our opinion, based on our audit, we found that the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position and the results of operations of the town of Lewisville. This is an unmodified opinion, which is the cleanest opinion we can issue. During the audit while I was here, I found that all the books and records to be very complete, they were in good order, and all the accounts were properly reconciled. The financial statements also showed that there were no budget violations this year in the general fund and in all the capital project funds. Now for some of the financial highlights of the year. The town as a whole had total assets and deferred outflows of resources of approximately $16,469,000 at year end. This was comprised mostly of cash of $7,314,000 and capital assets net of depreciation of $7,389,000. You had total liabilities and deferred inflows of resources of $2,471,000. That does include the long-term debt that you owe to the bank of $1.5 million. So the town at the end of the year had a net position, which is your assets minus your liabilities, of $13,998,000. The net position this year did increase by approximately $1 million. I believe you can attribute this to the good job that the finance department did in monitoring expenses, but also the large increase did have a lot to do with the grant monies that you received from the federal government for the Shallowford Roundabout project and also for the Lewisville Vienna project. Those grant proceeds were a little over $500,000 this year. Now I'll just take a look at the general fund alone. At June 30th, the general fund had total assets of approximately $5 million. Liabilities were $236,000. When you subtract the liabilities from the assets, that gives you your total fund balance at year end of $4,807,000. Of that amount, your unassigned or your unrestricted fund balance was $3,468,000. The general fund balance did decrease this year by $1,115,000. The largest decrease in the general fund balance was due to all of the transfers that you made out of the general fund this year to the various project funds. And those transfers were about $1.5 million. So you would expect your general fund balance to go down quite a bit. That does conclude my comments on the town's financial statements. I think based on this report, the town of Lewisville has a very strong balance sheet at June 30th and appears to be in excellent financial shape after coming off a very good year. Can I answer any questions about the audit?
Anyone have any questions for him? Well, thank you very much.
Thank
We
you. I'd like
appreciate-
to just put in a special word for Kathy. She did an excellent job getting ready for the audit, and it made it go very smoothly.
We've
Thank you very
become,
much.
we've become accustomed to that.
Yeah.
So, thank
She's
you,
a true
Kathy.
professional.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pam, for all the work you do.
Okay. Brings us to the public forum. This is the first of two opportunities that we have at each of our meetings for the public to come forward and address council. It's a period of time where that we ask the individual to come to the podium, speak into the microphone, state your name and your address, and we ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. This is not a total exchange of, it is something that it is an opportunity that we provide to the public for any discussion or any notification by the individual to the council on any of the issues that may be important to you, and we will not get into debate or discussion concerning such. So do we have anyone at this time that would like to address council? Okay, hearing none, we will close the first public forum, and I will make notice that also that we have forms on the rear table where you can submit written comments if you wish to use that method. So that brings us to item 5, new business.
Item number 5, new business A. We have consideration of ordinance 2015-081, amending the charter for Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Development. This item was briefed last week, but we will let Ms. Joyce Walker walk through the ordinance and the change for those in attendance this evening.
Council, it's a very simple change. The Parks and Rec Board has requested a change in their meeting dates. Instead of meeting 10 times a month, they've found that it's kind of difficult to meet that. So they've changed to a lesser number of meetings. So to accommodate that, we had to change their charter to go along with what their request is for. And that's basically what this charter change is for.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Any questions of anyone for Ms. Walker concerning this item?
Move approval. Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the like sign. Okay. Ordinance 2015-081 passes.
The next item of business is the consideration of Resolution 2015-068. This is setting a public hearing for Thursday, December 10th, 2015, to receive comments on L077 rezoning request for 6606 Shallowford Road from LD1S to LD1S as amended.
Okay. I think we did have some exchange of information on this item at our briefing. Does anyone have any questions or further discussions? What's your pleasure? It's Resolution 2015-068. I have a motion for approval.
Love Bashful, move approval.
Do I have a second? I'll second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the like sign. That passes.
Next is public hearings again.
Well, you can see by the nice agenda that we're moving right along. Maybe.
I'm sorry, no public hearings. And then that brings us to unfinished business, and there is no unfinished business as well. And then lastly, that brings us up to administrative reports. And we'll have events at Shallowford Square and town holidays. On November 26th, which is a Thursday, the town hall will be closed, or the town facilities will be closed in honor of Thanksgiving. And then as well, Friday, the same. Moves us to Friday, December 4th. That will be our annual tree lighting event at 7 o'clock p.m. at Shallowford Square. And it moves us into December. The town offices will be closed on Christmas Eve on the 24th and Christmas Day on the 25th. And then we might as well say it, on January 1st, which is a Friday of 2016, we will also be closed in observance of New Year's Day. I'll also make note that the Lewisville Civic Club's annual Christmas parade will be Sunday, December 13th, 2015 at 3 o'clock p.m.
Same location as last year, as far as I know. Maureen has not given me any change, and I think I have a copy of the float, so you'll know what it looks like.
What time?
Well, I'm guessing that you probably need to get there around 2 or 2:15 because the crowd starts to gather, and the traffic will be difficult.
We can start eating candy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd just like to put in a request for chocolate.
And then that moves us to approvals at the briefing and action meeting on November 5th, 2015. First was Resolution 2015-066, awarding contract for placement of Christmas decorations to Elite Landscape Service and Nursery, Incorporated of Pofftown, in an amount not to exceed $11,336. Next was the passage of Resolution 2015-067, awarding contract for snow and ice removal to Seth Cheek Grading of Pofftown for an hourly fee of $225 per plow truck and $75 per hour for supervisor vehicle. Next was Ordinance 2015-082, amending Budget Ordinance 2015-045 in an amount of $4,900 to increase funds for contract with Forsyth County Sheriff's Office for internet connection changes to allow faster downloading and uploading of data from deputies to the Sheriff's Office. Ordinance 2015-083, amending Budget Ordinance 2015-045 in an amount of $2,140 to pay costs for advertising for street closing of a portion of Rainbow Avenue. Resolution 2015-061, intent to close a portion of Rainbow Avenue, was originally approved by council on October 1st, 2015, and was scheduled for public hearing on November 10th, 2015. Council approved amending the resolution to schedule the public hearing for December 10th, 2015, and to include the land survey denoting the area to be closed. Next section was stormwater repairs. We had Ordinance 2015-084, amending Budget Ordinance 2015-045 in an amount of $19,105 to repair stormwater drainage on Bellnet Drive, Benwickie Drive, Cedar Hollow, Damon Drive intersection. We also had the resolution of 2015-069, awarding contract to Russell Construction Company of advance in an amount not to exceed $12,555 for drainage improvement on Benwickie Drive for catch basin repairs. Lastly, council approved and authorized the mayor to execute a new 2-year contract with the town manager effective December 1st, 2015. That brings us to the good of the order. Public comments.
Before we get into the good of the order, I might mention a couple things, one of which, that item number 7 that you just approved, that contract has been executed, and I'm very happy to say that our current town manager has agreed to the terms and conditions of the contract, and we expect a very productive next 2 years from you and your staff, and thank you for your confidence and willingness to stay and work in the town of Lewisville.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I might also, and probably should have done this on Section A of this administrative reports, but just to inform the public that this council will remain intact until through the action and the briefing and action meeting of December the 3rd of 2015, and then for the regular meeting on December the 10th, any old business will be conducted by this current sitting council, and then the new council that was elected at this past election then will be sworn in and will take the reins for the next 2 years at the latter part of that December 10th meeting. So that's information for the general public. And I might give my congratulations to each of the sitting council members for re-election, and then for Councilman Horn, who will be the new mayor of Lewisville come December the 10th. So congratulations to all. Now, that brings us in for the good of the order. And this is the second opportunity that we have for the public to address the council. Same rules as before. We ask that you come forward to the podium, that you speak into the microphone, stating your name and your address and limiting your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that would like to address council at this time? Okay. We will close the public comments, and as before, we do have forms available for written comments. You can find those at the table at the rear of the chamber. That brings us to council comments. Anything from council members for tonight?
And I just wanted to say, I think we'll probably hear it from other people, but year after year, we sound like a broken record, but Kathy just raises the bar. Matter of fact, I think you replaced the bar a long time ago, so job well done.
Very good. Thank you, Ed, for those comments. Anyone else?
Mayor, I do have one thing I meant to mention earlier, if I could add it now.
Sure.
All right. Last week, we did mention the drainage issue at the roundabout. We're moving forward with the survey work, and then following that, we'll be contracting with the design engineer to get the necessary design improvements done. And so we'll be moving forward with this as quickly as possible.
Okay. Last chance for council. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you for your attendance tonight.